Hey everyone, welcome to Pickin and Grinnin at Buck Mountain Barn. Uh, let's just sit back, kick back, and enjoy the show. Get at us. There we go. All right, so we're gonna start with Brandon's got an accident report. Uh, he's got a pretty interesting story that's happened outside of his house. Absolute Finds, welcome. Glad to see you in here. Tactical C, good to see you guys. Josh's Junk Shop, thanks for coming in. 9 sales a day for him. That's a great job there. So, Brandon, what you got going on outside your house today?
That's a good question. I was trying to enjoy my dinner, and all of a sudden I heard a noise that was loud and did not sound good. And so I went to the front door, opened the door, and my neighbor across the street was he was outside, and I seen a car sitting in the middle of the road sideways. And I hollered at him, and I was like, "Dude, what happened? Was there a car accident?" And he was like, "Yeah, somebody just hit," and there was a Toyota 4Runner parked on the side of the street. And he's like, "Somebody hit this 4Runner, and the guy got out and took off running."
Uh-oh.
So he starts running down the street, and I'm like, "You want me to call 911?" He's like, "Yeah." So I called 911, cops. I got tow trucks out here now picking up 2 vehicles because my street was blocked. I live in a neighborhood, so yeah, to hit a 4Runner hard enough to push it probably about 20 foot down the street.
Golly.
Somebody was not driving properly and way too fast in the neighborhood. So,
Right. That's good. So, Brad, how's your day been?
I'm trying to give Leroy a high five. We're going to get this perfected one of these days.
Yeah,
I'm just
anything
hanging out.
happen?
What's
Anything
going on?
interesting happen to you this week? Oh,
Hey!
there you go. He got it in.
Yeah, one more time. There we go. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Anything interesting happened to me?
Yeah.
No, just the same
All
old,
right.
same old. Living
Same
the
old,
dream.
same old. All right.
I'm just
No
thrilled to be
interesting.
here.
No interesting finds this week.
Oh, yeah, I found. Let's see.
Can you bring that
Blue
thing out
eye.
and show us, or is it just too heavy and too big?
Oh, yeah, I can grab that. Hold up.
Yeah. I want my viewers to see that. Leroy, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. What's going on, Brandon? What's up, bro? What's going
what's
on,
up, Leroy?
Chris? And hello to the chat. I am going to be working, so if you guys don't see me that into the conversation, please don't shoot me. I just got a lot going on.
Yeah, Leroy's our workaholic. Leroy just works.
Hey,
He works
time out.
24 hours a day. Yeah.
Time out.
Yeah.
Leroy is wearing a Steelers hat. Is that a Browns hoodie?
He's
I was
No.
wondering the same thing. Is it Brown University?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Ooh. You're off the hook. That was fixing to be like, this is be like automatic expulsion from the Steelers fandom right there.
Right. All right, Brad. I'm gonna blow you up here, Brad, so everybody can get a good view at this thing.
Yeah, I'll let y'all see my buddy I picked up at the thrift store.
There we go.
Well, that's pretty
Now that-
Here we
cool.
go. Here we go.
If you only knew the power of the dark side,
Yeah.
your destiny lies with me. Your destiny.
That
Got
thing
the
is
James
great,
Earl
man.
Jones.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Yeah, I'm gonna let
Yeah,
him
he's
hang
got-
out with us.
Yeah, he's got the James Earl Jones layout there. You know that's vintage for real now. Yeah.
Let's
So that
see.
thing's like, is he standing on the ground like right now?
Yeah, he's standing. I'm sitting in the chair and he's standing on the ground. He's 4 foot tall. So
Holy cow, man.
Yeah.
That's just great.
come on, Vader.
That's just great.
I'd set Vader. I would set him in my lap, but that just seems disrespectful to Darth Vader.
So today, I'll tell you guys what happened. I was talking to Brendan about it at the beginning. So today, we went to a thrift store late in the afternoon, and I did a video, like a little small short. Hey, Mac, how's it going? I did like a little small short on hats. I found at a thrift store. Normally, them hats are normally their hat prices are $2. These hats, all hats, was on a separate shelf. So I was kind of concerned, but I figured it'd be about $2. I was hoping they was going to be around $2 because I was kind of concerned because it was on a different shelf away from all the other hats, and they was all spread out nice and neat. You didn't have to dig through nothing. They was just real nice. So on Instagram, I got a clip there. You guys can check that out. But I ended up getting 15 of those hats, and they ended up being $1.50 a piece. So I got a great deal on those. Also, we was talking about a purse-like item. I picked up a Chanel. We're going to try and get that authenticated. That's what Brandon was telling me about how to do before the show started. So we're going to get that done and see what we can do, because the thing sells upwards to, I think my wife says upwards to 3,000 and as low as 500. The 500 one had some damage to it. This one does actually has some small damage to it. So we're going to see what we can do with that. So I want to share something with you guys. Today's show is called something about is reselling a job and does it make you rich? I did that because on my last video, I got a comment. The last video I made was, can you still earn a profit from Goodwill bins in 2024? At the beginning of that video, I was talking about how Goodwill is now taking profitable items that has a good market value to them and instead of putting those items in their marketplace, their online marketplace, they're putting them into the eBay and then dropping the price of the item. So to bring the item value or the market value of the item down. You can watch that in the beginning of that video. I talk about that. I showed a screenshot of what Goodwill was doing with there. I disagreed with that because they got their own marketplace that we can't sell in. So why come in this and try and ruin our profit value for our items that we're getting? So I got a comment in that video. We're going to share that comment, actually. I'm going to see if I can show it to you guys here. Let me see. Let's see, present. We want to share screen. We want to do this one here. We want to share. Okay. So there we go. All right. So at the top here, I'm going to blow this up so you guys can see it. Full screen layout. At the top here, it says, here is a, let me see. It says, here is a clue. Get a job and stop using donated items to make you rich. So I will go ahead and tell you, I'm you know, that kind of hit a nerve there, you know, but I'll go ahead and let's see. That's not it. I'll go ahead and read my reply so you guys don't think I'm just a complete jerk. The first thing I said is thanks for watching and posting your opinion. Guys, if you're watching my videos and you want to post opinion, ask a question, please feel free to. We absolutely enjoy it. I said, based off your comment, I can only assume that you do not know or understand that reselling is a job. In my opinion, it's a job. Also, there are thousands of resellers in the world. Everything that you buy from an online platform is from a reseller, even new items, because we also buy new items and resell. Your comment also implies that we are getting rich from selling donated items. I had a bunch of laughy, crying faces there. And I says, that's exactly what Goodwill is doing, because that is true. They're getting rich. The CEOs are getting rich for selling these donated items at a higher price in their store. They are not the community support thrift store anymore. As I can only speak for myself, I am not getting rich reselling. I am paying my bills, and that's what jobs do. So I do have a job, I do pay my bills, and I'm not getting rich. Thanks for watching. Please visit us on a live show every Thursday. Give it the time. Your questions are welcome. Matter of fact, this Thursday we'll cover your comment. So that's what we're doing. We're covering their comment. So what I want to do is I want to ask the panel, and I want to ask everyone in my chat here. Do you guys the first thing, do you guys think that reselling is a job? And two, are we really getting rich? I mean, are we getting rich off the poor? Because that's what it sounds like to me when somebody makes that comment. It's like, oh, you guys are getting rich off the poor. I don't believe so. So, panel's open, chat's open. Please give us your opinion on that, and let's discuss that. Matter of fact, I
Well,
want to start with Leroy. Let's start with Leroy down here. He's in the bottom. He's got to get to work. So let's start with Leroy on that because he wants to list some items. He's got to get rich.
Everybody's opinion is everybody's opinion.
Right.
I'm going to say this the nicest way I can. My dad says it to me. He says opinions are like the thing that you wipe.
Yeah.
And everybody has one. Okay. And that's how you'll have to look at it. We all do certain things in life that are adjusted for us. Because if that same person goes to Walmart and buys clothes there, should I go to him and go up to him and say, "Oh my God, you're causing little kids to make clothes. You're an idiot. Why are you buying clothes here?" So his opinion and my opinion need to stay to ourselves in a sense. And am I getting rich? No, I was making 3 times as much more money when I was doing a government job. Okay, but I'm happy and I enjoy what I'm doing and I find cool things every day. And I've been working hard on this for the last 20 years. So, hey, thanks for watching. And that's pretty much all I can say.
Next, whoever wants to go.
Go ahead, Vader.
yeah. Well, obviously I'm rich because I got this. So there's that. Is it work? It feels like work. Also, shout out to the guy that left that comment for you because
I'm hoping he's here.
He's helping your channel get monetized. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he's here. To be honest with you, I mean,
So, is reselling a job? Yeah, it's a job like any other job. I mean, if you're having to put in the labor to make an income, I think that qualifies as a job. There's if you're not doing the work, you're not making money. Are you getting rich? Well, I'd say that's subjective. I mean, from person to person. How much are you scaling? Big time and getting rich. Most people aren't getting rich. You're definitely not taking from the poor. The stuff that's at Goodwill's is stuff that came from people's yard sales more than likely. Is at the end of the day they didn't sell, or they just didn't want to go through the trouble of having a yard sale, so they took it and dropped it off at Goodwill. Goodwill's a for-profit corporation. There's nothing to hide there. I don't know. I'd have to see. I'd love to hear. I know that people make these comments online. I would love to hear their flesh out that perspective in an actual context of a conversation to see why they think that way and what drives that. I think a lot of it's just, who knows? A lot of that comment, comes from people who are just uninformed about the whole thing, or maybe haven't thought it through or looked at every angle. So I don't know, but I would say to everyone, there's a website out there. I can't remember the name of it. It used to be called globalrichlist.com. If you want to know if you're rich, you can put your income there and see where you rank in the world. So try that. And I'll give you a hint. Everybody in this country is basically rich. So there you go.
Oh, really? That's good to know. That's good to know.
Compared to the rest of the world.
Now, something you said about a conversation with the person, and I would love to have a conversation with the ones that believe that, because you're right, there are people out there that actually believe that, and sometimes I wonder if it's because they have a 9-to-5 job. They have a boss that tells them when they have to show up to work, when they don't have to show up to work. They're not happy with what they're doing, and they're just hating on people like us because we're out here, we're enjoying what we're doing, we have fun at it. So Brandon, what is I feel like you got a really good point on this. So what do you have to say about it? And then we'll get to the chat here because there's a lot of comments on it in the chat.
Well, just to break down the comment and then the question regarding you can look at things and break it and twist it into whatever way you want to do it, right? People say it's not a job if you're enjoying what you're doing. So I can say, well, no, it's not a job because I enjoy what I'm doing. You know, I worked full time in manufacturing, didn't mind working, but I had a second side gig thing that I was doing, and I was stretching myself too far, and it wasn't reselling. It was what I was doing with cards. And my wife actually pushed for me to quit my job because I was wearing myself out trying to do both things. And I was making more money doing the cards than I was going to my day job. So it was like, why go work for somebody else if I'm making more doing this and enjoying this? Well, in the beginning of 2023, the card stuff had kind of simmered out, and I told her, I was like, I think I'm going to go look for a job, go back to the workforce. And I found reselling. It wasn't something that I went and applied for. It wasn't something that I went and looked in the newspaper or hunted, Indeed.com to see if there was any job openings. It was something that I was like, I've sold, something here or there that I personally own. Let me just try this out. Let me go see if I can find a couple things for a couple bucks, and how well can this work? And it worked really well. And then it just kept on and on and on. And I kept scaling more, like Brad said, scaling more and more and more. As far as getting rich, rich is completely subjective. Rich is comparing yourself with someone else. And there's always likely going to be someone richer unless you are sitting at the top. So am I rich? No. Do I support my family? Do I feel like financially? It's not feel like. I am financially more secure today doing reselling than I've ever been in my life. And I'm not going to sit here and say that necessarily reselling put me in that position, but working for a corporation, you have your day-to-day duties or tasks. Or when I was in manufacturing, I'd go in for 8 hours and I'd have to, if it was assembly line, you worked at a station and you did that job and, it moved on down the line. Or when I was building machines, I'd build that machine and then go get the next one and build that machine, right? Doing this and working for yourself, it's kind of unlimited. If I want to work 8 hours today, but I feel like I need to do 12 or 14 tomorrow, then that's what I'm going to do. Like, I don't have that same thing as a day-to-day task is going to be. And the other side of it is, you don't have that guaranteed paycheck. We all hear people say, oh, eBay sucked today, or eBay must be broken, or whatever, right? So there's ebbs and flows. There's stress involved. There's a lot of self-motivation needed. There's people trying to motivate other people involved. But the way I have seen reselling from the start is you get out of it what you put into it. So if this person thinks that it's getting rich, then hey.
Right. So, I'm not sure what rich means, because when someone tells me rich, that to me, that's a millionaire or a billionaire or something like that. There's not one reseller that I know. They may be out there. I don't know them. And if they are, they sure not doing YouTube that's making $1 million a year reselling. If they are, I don't know who they are. But I mean, so that's my opinion on that. To me, it's a job. If a job pays bills, just because I'm happy with it doesn't make it not a job. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Leroy. I see your hand there.
I disagree. There's probably thousands of people on eBay that make millions of dollars on eBay.
Oh, see, I don't know them. That's what I'm saying. I don't know anybody.
You never will, because they won't be in this community. They're bigger than that, and they're business people. There
Right.
are thousands. I promise you. Do I know
Yeah,
them?
that's what I'm saying.
No.
Those that you see on YouTube, right? That's what I'm
They may
saying.
have employees. They might have employees,
Mhm.
but I would never say that because I promise you there are quite a few.
Oh,
You
I'm
gotta-
sure there are. I was just saying that I don't know
eBay
any.
has
So
eBay has millions of sellers.
right.
Yeah.
So we go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't, know the gentleman or what his context is for that. I can tell you this, that uh, I think the Goodwill employees where we go, when we go to a Goodwill or a thrift store, I think they're glad to see us. I know several of them by name. It's a very good relationship. We keep them employed. As a matter of fact, I would dare say that probably half of Goodwill's revenue at times is, or maybe more than that, maybe due to resellers. So there's a lot of people being employed because of what resellers do. Not to mention, if you want to go environmental, we're keeping stuff out of landfills. Just a whole lot to that. By the way, can I say you got a pretty head, Chris?
I'm sitting here fixing to fix that because I'm glowing here, man. I just
Oh,
got
it's
my
not-
head cut, got my
That's
trim
good.
That's why I
trimmed
always
up.
wear the hat because
I
I,
would,
got the
Yeah.
white light above my head. So yeah,
If
let me look
I
at
look,
I was sitting here looking around like, man, I'm blinded people tonight. So real quick, I'm gonna pull this comment up right here, and while y'all talk, I'm gonna go get something to fix this right here, fix my head, and then y'all can talk about it. It says Steadfast Selections. Says that stupid Google sells online every day. Google gets rich every day in the stores because all their inventory is free. Nothing wrong with resellers shopping there. I'll be right back, guys.
to touch on that whole thing and that whole theory of getting rich off donated goods too, because I didn't get to that part. I don't know a lot of people that actually still shop Goodwills to survive in reselling to begin with. Like I am barely ever in a Goodwill anymore, and if I am, it's usually a bin store because like I would be on the streets if I wanted to live and survive off of thrifting from Goodwill to resell. It just ain't happening. So I don't know where that theory came from either. Like I know some people there are people out there that have really good thrift stores. But it ain't like that everywhere.
I don't get it. Everybody's got different motivations for resale. I think probably, before I say that, probably part of people's reaction to resellers is, everybody's seen the YouTubers, and I'm not calling anybody out, or I'm not even upset at them, but they've seen the resellers who are like, flashing bucks and and chasing clout and showing their Ferrari or whatever. And so people probably see that and just relate that to reselling, but that's not, that's just a few people, and that's their person. They got loud personalities and they like to do it that way. And I got no hate for them for that, but everybody resells for different reasons. Everybody has different motivations. Like for me, my primary job is I work for a nonprofit, but I have no kind of retirement in connection with that. We don't have insurance in connection with that. I don't make a big income in connection to that. So for me, it's like I got to come up with something. So reselling, I think I talked about Chris with this in the first episode I was on with him, is that for me, reselling was one of those things that actually fits in well with the life that I have, or outside of this. It's like I have to have a job that's flexible, and if I have a regular job where I have a 9 to 5, I have to be there. And when something comes up that needs my attention with the other, I don't have the freedom to just take away. The thing about reselling is that it works well with my lifestyle because I can, in my family's lifestyle, because I can do my reselling. And if I have to stop and put 3 or 4 days, intensely into the other thing that I do with the nonprofit, I can do that. So everybody's got different motivations, and I don't know. I think if your motivation is to get rich from reselling, you probably hadn't thought it through completely.
Yeah, and you just brought up something that that brings me to something also. I watch a guy on YouTube. I'm not going to speak his name. I enjoy watching him. I love his content, but sometimes when people turn his channel on,
You're
he's in
welcome.
his garage. He's in his garage, and he's got that nice fancy car. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so it kind of, he may be talking about something and not able to explain what he really does. I mean, yes, he sells on eBay. He has other avenues of income that comes in. So it's not just selling stuff on eBay that he makes his money and his profit off of. He has another business completely that he makes money in that's able to afford those things. So a lot of people are misunderstanding the concept that, hey, oh, well, they got all this nice stuff in their videos. Look, guys, I'm in a freaking shed. I don't have nice stuff, as you would say. I don't have Kevin Commonwealth Picker. This is no jab at you, but it's just kind of funny. I don't have a shed for my shed. And I mean, it's just funny. It's not a jab at him at all. He's a great person, a lot of great information. I love watching him. But I mean, I pay my bills. That's what jobs do. I've worked all my life for somebody else. I have. And for the last 6 years, I've absolutely enjoyed working. I get up in the morning. I look forward to coming out here in my building and doing what I do. I love it. It has nothing to do with if I get rich off of it, then that's awesome. If that's what the Lord wants me to be rich, then great. But as long as I'm paying my bills and supporting my family and keeping gas in the vehicle and keeping food on the table, you know what? That's a job. That's a job. And I'm happy with that. But let me get real quick. Wait, I'm way behind in chat. Opportunities are endless, and the amount of time and effort and energy you put in it will pay off. Correct. That's the whole key right there. I am part-time and consider my reselling as a productive hobby that I enjoy doing. Right. Yep. That's a good way of looking at it. Let's see. Steadfast Selections also says if Goodwill only sold to the needy, they would go out of business because they wouldn't sell enough to keep the lights on. I agree with that 100% because the needy can't afford. I mean, because if you're just, well, you're right. That goes two ways. Yes. Well, let me think about that. So the items are donated to them. Okay. And they're in a building. So in order to pay the overhead fees and all that, they have to sell the items. Understand that completely because if they give to the needy, they're not gonna make their rent, and then now they ain't got a building. What's that, Brad?
That last comment from McLeod there. Hey, Uncle
I
Sam
haven't gotten down there to it.
Yeah, Uncle Sam takes our taxes just as much as W-2 filers. I just
Oh,
saw
right. Yes, he does.
Yeah, hey,
Yep.
Uncle Sam, the IRS thinks it's a job, apparently.
Yes, we pay taxes, guys. We get a 1099 every year. We pay taxes. So jobs, hey, it's a job.
If my 1099 is like twice as much as I've ever actually had on a W-2 working, does that mean I'm getting rich? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yes.
Leroy said yes.
I'm trying to go for even more this year. So let's get rich together, guys. Come on.
Yeah, right.
I have a question though, Brandon.
Yeah, go ahead, Leroy.
Yeah.
Do you don't start with me, okay? Do you have a shed for your shed, Brandon?
I wish. You know what?
Brandon's got a house for his house. Brandon's got a house for his house.
No, so Brandon is actually planning to hopefully move soon because like I said, we live in a very large, it's a nice neighborhood. I'm not knocking the neighborhood, but when we moved in here, this wasn't what we were looking for because I didn't want to be in a neighborhood. And so we actually want to be out of the town. I don't want the 3-story house. It's nice to have room, but I would rather have a 1-story house, maybe a basement. So we want something more suited for what we wanted. And it's been wonderful living here and blessed to have it, but this isn't the house I want. And I have my backyard is literally a freaking hill with woods behind it because, you know, when they do these communities, they just push the dirt back and leave it and build a house.
Yep.
So,
We know who's rich now. 3-story house right here. Yep, we know who it is.
yeah.
Well,
So
I got
Sue,
I got
go
three
ahead.
stories. I got three stories if you count the crawl space, the main living area, and the attic.
All right. So Sue says it's like my second and third job. I work part-time at an animal shelter and I resell and I pet sit. I'm not getting rich, but I enjoy it. Exactly, and that's what it is, man. We enjoy doing what we do. I mean, that's what it is. I'm tired of working for somebody else. I work for myself, and I enjoy it. Lisa says sometimes unhappy people take it out on others because they fear what we are doing and secretly want to do the same thing. Limited faith.
Mm.
Limited faith. We can't help them if they don't want to help themselves. Very good comment, Lisa. You are absolutely right. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right.
and to speak to that, I mean, honestly, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever watched content that makes me angry and
Nah.
and commented on it. I don't understand other than people talking about Miami Dolphins. But
I know how to get him to comment every video now.
Yes, yes,
I am
Nate.
going to start every video with something about the Dolphins. I got to figure it
Right.
out. Or
But
a
seriously,
dolphin. I don't know.
I just have to like wonder, I don't understand the mindset of watching people you don't agree with and just commenting all the time. I mean, I just don't. I got better things to do. That person's not busy enough.
Right. Now here's something else Elisa asked. I didn't know this. She says, what was the big deal on the national news today about eBay being sued? They must be making all the money. So
I don't know about
what's
them being.
that about?
I don't know about them being sued, but I read a headline. I didn't read the story about apparently they're giving the Department of Justice $59 million because they sold pill making machines or something that was used.
Really?
Something about, people buying these pill machines to make pills, maybe, some illegal drugs or illicit drugs or something like
$59
that.
million.
And so apparently they were giving the Department of Justice $59 million. But I don't know if they were sued. I didn't read the article, but that was the gist of it.
Well,
Something
that tells us where our fees are going.
Here.
We know what.
I'll find it real quick for you. But go ahead.
Hey, McLeod, Max says Goodwill wouldn't be open to stores if it wasn't for resellers. Correct. They'd be closing down, I believe. I haven't. Let's see. Josh's Junk Shop says I have a salary job at a Fortune 500 company, and I get up every day at 2 a.m. Oh, I love my job, but in this economy, I needed a supplemental income to help support my family. I can do this from my garage. Unfortunately, he's absolutely correct, man. A lot of people, that are out here working at these big companies, and him getting up at 2 a.m., man, I just couldn't do it. But and working 9 to 5s, they're having to get a second job, and actually reselling is a great second job. It's a great second part-time job, I think. So it is in our economy, the way our economy is, it's sad that he has to do this. It really is,
I found that article if you want me to read it.
Go ahead.
I'll read a couple lines of it. It says eBay has agreed to pay $59 million after the U.S. Department of Justice accused the online marketplace of selling thousands of pill presses and encapsulating machines, some of which were used by rings trafficking in illegal counterfeit pills. It's the fourth largest settlement, blah, blah, blah. Through its website, eBay made it easy for individuals across the country to obtain the type of dangerous machines that are often used to make counterfeit pills. And it had stuff to do with fentanyl and blah, blah, blah. Our investigation revealed that some of these machines were even sold to individuals who were later convicted of drug-related crimes.
So that's why.
Basically a settlement with the DOJ.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I can understand that. Lisa says another comment here. Lisa says we went to the bins in Marion, Ohio. I hope I said that correctly. yesterday for the first time. Oh, I hope you enjoyed it, Lisa. The bins are always fun. There was so much profit going to the landfill because they have so many things coming in. New store in Ohio in November of 2023. Yes, you're right. There is a lot of, I mean, it's like, I think Brad has used this word. We're doing the community and the world a service at keeping things out of the landfill. I mean, I mean, because we're helping,
You're saving the world.
saving the world, one item
Superman.
at a time, right? One
Yeah.
item at a time. Josh's Junk Shop also says, he says, I have three local, it says theft shops, but I'm assuming he means thrift shops that are extremely beneficial to me. We don't have bins in my area, and the Goodwill has gotten ridiculous with their prices. Yes, Josh, a lot of Goodwills and that was one of the things in that video, the very beginning of the video that I pointed out, that Goodwill is raising their prices in their stores. I'm not talking about the bins, but in their stores. And then it just kind of hit me the wrong way that they're putting, even though they have their own marketplace, they're putting stuff on eBay and dropping the market value for the items that sell on eBay. You'll have to watch that video. It's the last one I did. Something about, can you make a profit out of the Goodwill bins in 2024? I believe that's what it was called. If you want to check it out. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I told my wife today or yesterday that I'm thinking about boycotting Goodwill stores. And here's the reason why. Number one is because their prices are just getting so high. It's just getting ridiculous. It really, really is. It's getting really ridiculous. And if you're, say, so shirts in our local Goodwill is $6.99. I don't have a problem paying $6.99 for a shirt that's going to bring, a good profit on it. The problem is we're not finding that anymore because you got somebody in the back that's going through, oh, this is a name brand shirt here. We'll throw it over this pile and we'll put it on an online store. Or better yet, we'll put it on eBay and drop the market value of the price. That's what I'm looking at there. So, but as far as the local thrift shops, I'm getting to where, and Goodwill is not a community supported store anymore. So they're a big business, big tech, not tech, but big business company. So there are other local thrift stores in your area that support the community. They give to a church, they give to a rehab of some sort, they may give to a hospital. And so that's what we're going to start doing, is we're going to start supporting and donating to those thrift stores there. We're just going, I'm pretty sure I'm going to boycott Goodwill stores. I'm still going to go to the bins, but the stores, I'm pretty sure, as far as reselling items. Now, if you want to go there and buy stuff for yourself, hey, they got good prices. I'm not going to, I think they do for buying stuff, personal stuff, but for reselling, I think their price range is out of whack there. Let's see, that's Junk Shop. Okay. Steadfast. Here we go. Steadfast says, I really go to Goodwills because their prices have gotten so high. Here's another one. I have so much inventory to list anyway. Yard sales are the best ORI for me, and estate sales. I did a couple pallets too. So yes. So I feel like everyone here is from different parts of the country. And with that said, it's looking like Goodwill is the Goodwill stores is maintaining their price hike throughout the country. It's not just one local section, one small section in each part of the country. So that's the way it looks like. And yard sales, yes, yard sales is always, and estate sales is always going to be your best ROI, I believe. That's my opinion there. Guys, do you have opinion on yard sales and estate sales with that about being the best ROI?
Well, if you wanna not buy the stuff from Goodwill, people don't want to buy it from Goodwill. The best way to do that is buy it at people's yard sale before they take it to Goodwill. So I love yard sales.
Right. Or you can get on Facebook Marketplace. There is an app, guy. There is an app. Let me on the iPhone. I don't know if it's on the Android or not. There is an app. It's called Free Stuff Alerts, and it's a purple box app. All right. So whenever anything that's listed for free on any platform, it goes to this app and it notifies me. And then I can look at the item and click on the item and it'll take me to the platform it's at. And then there you go. You can contact the people. Free stuff. I get free stuff all the time and sell it and make pretty good money on the free stuff. I'm not getting rich. I'm paying my bills. So there's that Texas lady. I believe this is the first time I've seen you in the chat. Thank you for joining us, and you are welcome. We're not experts. We are just giving our opinions on what we think. And of course, our opinions are like what Leroy said, what you wipe. So,
Yeah.
you know,
She just chimed in again, and she said she goes to Goodwills in Lubbock, Texas, about a 40-mile drive. Seems like higher prices than before. For sure, all of our Goodwills are going up. Prices are going up at our Goodwill, which is I've just quit. We don't do our primary source in there anymore anyway. So,
right. And here's McLeod saying Uncle Sam takes our taxes just as much as W-2 filers. Correct. Yes, we pay taxes, so it's a job. And then Texas lady also says reselling has helped me a lot to raise grandson and pays bills. All my stuff is in the bedroom and organized in the house, sort of. Yes. So see, here's someone else. They're doing it just to an a little bit extra income to help raise a grandson and pay bills. Nobody. There may be people out there trying to get rich. I mean, it'd be nice if I got rich, but it may not be in the cards for me to be a millionaire, and that's fine. But like I said, if I can just pay my bills, I'm happy. I know Leroy's happy doing what he's doing, and he's just paying his bills, right, Leroy?
Just to chime in too, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
Like, and to squash the topic really on whether reselling is getting rich or a job or whatever. People are going to look at it in different ways. If they're not doing it, they're probably going to hate it, or they think, you hear all this stuff out there. It's not even just pertaining to reselling. There's so much opinions on things by people. It's really like if that person commented on mine, I probably would have just said, thanks for watching. Like I wouldn't have even went into it further because there's kind of no point. Like those people you're kind of wasting your breath on. And the other side to it is we're all financially in different positions. We all do it in different ways. We all source different ways, different things. We live in different areas. We all have different amount of bills that we have that we are responsible for. And we all take the financial blessings and use them in different ways. Like, I don't really talk about it much because I do it because me and my wife have fun. But one thing that we like to do, because I'm now able to afford to spend extra money, is at Christmas time, we go and we'll load up shopping carts of toys, buy just carts and carts of toys, and take it and drop it off to the local police donation. I'll go to the Five Belows, or when Target has the buy one, get one half off deals on Black Friday and all of that stuff. And we would just go load up carts and just shop for toys because my kids are 18 and 23 and I miss shopping for little kids. And you can buy a lot of stuff for kids. So, I'll go do that. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I wasn't earning the extra that I am now. Because when I was working my 9 to 5, I couldn't afford it. So, it's not all negativity out there. It's not all bad. It's not all horrible people taking advantage of donated goods or stealing items from the poor to sell. It's not all that. People just got to stop.
Right. Brandon, you got a shout out here. Lisa says, thanks for the inspiration. 540. She says she started an accountability board today. You know how you do your accountability board? That's awesome. That's awesome. It's one of those neat things to be able to see what you're listing daily. and then going back like you did. I think you did that today, Brendan. Didn't you go back and count everything today?
Well, I went because I had to erase my board, so I shared with everybody, and that's what she's talking about. I just did a little short sharing my month, and I think it was 352 listings for January, but and I talked to you guys in the chat about trying to hit 300 for the month, and it's essentially around 10 a day, and I literally had 12 days in January that I had under 10 listings. I had like 5 or 6 days I didn't list anything, and I was still
Right.
able to hit 352. So, I think it helps motivate you, and you
Yep.
can see it, and it's right there above my computer screen where I do my listings. And Brad has one. You said you put the dollar amount and everything too, and I just think it helps. It really helps visually seeing it to want. You have to want to do it though. You have to want to drive and be better. Like you can't just
Right.
look at it and magically put a number up there and make everything better. You have to have that drive and that want to keep improving. So
Yeah, don't be like me. I'm the professional slacker. I don't have the drive and want. Don't be like me. No, I'm just kidding. Texas lady, she says she loves reselling. Just started again about 7 months ago. That's awesome. Now I missed something here because Lisa said my husband says ingredients, selling
about-
you're
drug
like
ingredients.
40 minutes or not 40, but you are.
I'm
Yeah.
way behind, ain't I?
That was
You're
about
14
the
minutes behind chat, so
Okay,
the chat's not going to make any sense right now. We're just going to
Yeah.
recycle
Let's
what we were talking
recycle.
about.
All
that
right,
was
let's
about
go back
the
down.
that was about eBay and the Department of Justice thing.
All right, here's the last comment right here.
Who's selling?
It says I'm making
Who's selling?
what?
Who's selling drugs?
Leroy's trying to figure out how to get rich.
Leroy's selling them drugs. He's got them. He packs every socket wrench.
Who? What?
He's got
you
the
guys
baggies.
know?
He's ready.
Man, those are too big for 8 balls, bro. You're gonna kill somebody.
Y'all are gonna think I'm being stupid. Y'all are gonna think I'm being like sarcastic or funny, but I literally that's something I've never had any interaction or I just stayed away from it. Like when kids in school were even weed, it just never was I don't even drink alcohol. So
I've never smoked in my life. No.
You know,
Yeah,
my wife has never
cigarettes for a little
smoked
while,
anything
but,
in her life.
Yeah, me
Not
neither.
even a cigarette.
Nope, me neither.
I used to smoke, and that just blew my mind. So Tactical Z says I'm making a chart for above my desk to show sales versus goals for the month. That's pretty neat. Next comment would be, and for me, my buy cost is so low. If something sum up and need extra funds, I accept lower offers, send out aggressive offers to run. Yes. I've sent out. I accepted some offers today that I normally wouldn't accept, and the only reason I accepted them is because the items are pure profit. So when I go sourcing, what I do is I try to find 1 to 2 items that will pay for the whole haul that I got at the store. All right. So when I list the items, I keep a record, and when I sell out, how do I say this? When I finally reach my cost of the items from selling, when I finally reach the cost of the items, then the rest of the items that was in that bundle there, I guess you would say, that shopping experience, I can take a lower offer on them just to get them out the door. You know, I don't have to worry about, well, I got to make my money back. Now I can drop the price on them. I can put them on sale. Somebody sends me a low ball offer on it. I'm not upset about it. Like, y'all are crazy. You know, I'm just, well, let's just get it out the door. I've done made my money. You know, let's get it out the door. So that's how I do that. Let's see here. At a day job, you can't do much adjusting and make extra, especially salaried. That's true. I have so many wrenches in my shed and bone. Oh, Leroy, listen to this. Texas lady. She says, I have so many wrenches in my shed, 35 years of stuff. Husband died last year, so downsized. I'm so hard to hear about that, Lisa, Texas lady. Sorry to hear about that. If you're looking to downsize in tools, your man Leroy right here, he might be able to help you with that because that's what he deals with is all tools. He might be even tell you how to sell them if you're looking to do that.
Message me on Instagram. It's Blood, Sweat, and Sell on Instagram. If I don't respond, message me again and just explain to me that you met me on Chris's show, and I'll be more than happy to at least try to guide you in the right direction. I did it all. It's so great now with pictures and stuff. I can sort you right through.
Yeah, Leroy is really good with that. He can help you out a whole lot, however which way you want to go with it.
Yeah, I have one other
Tools
thought.
is his thing.
I have one other thought about the whole, it's not about getting rich or reselling being a job or anything like that, but it's just, I was just the thought, how many things that people would want to find and buy for themselves. Like, take, for example, I'm looking across the room at my Star Wars shelf and I've got some action figures on there. That kind of stuff might have gotten thrown out or just lost to the sands of time or wound up in a landfill. How many people who want to buy those kinds of things would have never been able to find them or find them at a reasonable price if it weren't for resellers? It's like, unless you just wind up at the right yard sale, and what are the chances of that? So that's another thought too.
Oh yeah.
We're helping people with their childhood memories.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't believe. I go to the dump every Saturday, and you wouldn't believe the stuff that I see in the metal bin. The electronics bin is just chunked, and I'm just like, holy cow. Now granted, it may be broken. I pick up some of that stuff, and take a look at it and bring it home. It's free, bring it home, and if it works, hey, I can sell it. If it don't work and I can make good money on parts, I sell it. Guys, I make money. So I know the chat. I know the panel here has seen the video of that Goodwill bin haul, and I want to let you guys know in the chat that when you do watch that video, that guitar that I found that had the loose whammy that I said I could sell for parts, I sold it within 24 hours for parts only. So pick up them guitars, man. And if they don't work, if they're untested, you can even list them untested. They will sell. They sell fast.
So I should list like the 10 of them I have laying around.
Yeah, you should. You really should.
I'll actually show you just so you see I'm not kidding. Hold on.
Eat that egg, dude.
Yeah, right. Eat that egg, man. Live them suckers.
Yeah. The other thing too is actually I didn't even think about this. Just now hit me. My wife actually gave me a tote of stuff to take to Goodwill today. I dropped it off while we were in town delivering packages. So also,
Leroy, this message is for you.
Also, the Goodwill's never given me anything. I've paid for everything I've ever gotten from there. So,
can you see that, Leroy? You're squinting your eyes there. Do I need to read it to you?
Yeah,
Leroy.
Josh.
Here's two.
Yeah, yeah. What when you look at, hey, are they the Wii kind or which
no,
ones do you know?
Those are the PlayStation ones. Now I got tons of them. I've sold them for a while because it was actually a running joke that when I first started going to the Goodwill bins, every single time I would go there, all these people would be fighting over the toys and everything, and there would be a Guitar Hero guitar just laying on top, all the toys. And I would always grab it, and I'd tell my wife when I'd get home, I'd be like, well, this paid for the trip, everything else is profit. Because every single time I would go, there would be a Guitar Hero guitar.
Oh, yeah. I've only found, so back when I first got started, my first year, I used to watch a guy. I still watch him occasionally, and if anyone's interested in electronics, this is the guy to go watch. His name is Osborne to Thrift. His name is Tim. I don't know if he's making videos anymore, but I know he's got a lot of good videos out there to watch. It talks about how to part stuff out, how to box these things up, these Guitar Heroes, and the drum sets. He's got a video on how to box that drum set up. So my first year in reselling, I found a drum set and I sold it we bought it at a thrift store for like, I think it was less than $10, and we sold it for over $200 the same day I listed it. And it was, ever since then with the Guitar Hero stuff, anytime I see it, even the games, I bought the games. Now I don't list the games separately. I wait till I get a bundle of them, certain kinds, the same system but different Guitar Hero games. I sold a lot of 6 of those for $70 one time. So I mean, it's just, that stuff. I don't know what it is about Guitar Hero, but it sells good. Sales really, really good. Let's see. Oh, look at this right here. Josh just says, I feel we are curators of hard to find items that others are looking for. Yep.
Yep.
And it right tackles the parts sell for good money.
Yeah.
And then I like something.
When in doubt,
What?
part it out.
Right. Who
Yes,
says that?
and use code Commonwealth at checkout.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he said Tactical Z said he had a deal where he got all the Keurigs from Bed Bath and Beyond, and he parted them all out. Man, that's great.
That's awesome.
That's great.
That's
you
good. That's
come
a good
across
business.
deals like that, man. You can't pass them up. Josh just says, I'm looking at 3 right now just because I know they will sell and don't feel like packing. Might wait till I take a week off my day job. Did sell Xbox One for over 125 that pay for $5. Yes, and that's something else I want to. For me personally, guys, the panel and in chat. For me personally, if I come across a guitar, I have no way of testing the thing. All mine are sold untested, unless I see something like the whammies loose on it. Then I go away for parts. Okay, so I have no way of testing them. Every one I've sold without the dongle. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. So the way I work that stuff is if I come across one, I will not pay over $5 for it. If you get, and that's me, that's my opinion. That's how I run them. And if they're more than $5, somebody else is going to have to get it because I'm not paying over $5 for it. Because the simple fact is I have no way of testing them. I sell them as untested. I have no dongle with it. And I don't even know if it works. So that's how I do. That's how I deal with the Guitar Hero stuff. And also with the drum set, if you can just find the what do you call that thing? The foot thing that you mash for the, is that a kick
pedal?
What do you call that? Kick
Yeah,
pedal. That kick pedal sells alone for good money. Also, if you could ever find one of those. All righty. Leroy, you got anything? Oh, Leroy's muted. Did you? He's working away. He's a workaholic, man. I mean, you're making a lesser of us look bad.
No, I know Brad knows, Brandon knows, but I got myself into a whole bunch of slot car and remote control car stuff last week. I think I mentioned it in the show last week, and it's been a very blessed pick. I can say it that much. Put me back on track on where I needed to go.
No pun intended.
I have car stuff literally everywhere. Like I know about this stuff because I used to race it back when I was a kid.
Tactical Z, Leroy.
It's not like something that I not like something I just took off the.
That's awesome. Did you ever race the ones with the little wings on them? They look like they go like 70. Yeah, they look like they go 70 miles an hour on those tracks, dude.
Yeah, Tactical RC10s. I had one RC10, a vintage 90s one that I sold for $250. I had a Custom Works 4-wheel drive 1980s that I sold for $350.
So you've already started selling them.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
And I have
That's awesome.
Slot car stuff. I'm sitting around slot stuff. If you look around me, there's like bins over here. That's all slot car parts. I've been selling little parts like crazy. So you got to pay attention to your pitches at these auctions and stuff. And even if you don't think you want to go to these estate sales or auctions or whatever, at least look at the pitches, because if you say, "Oh, well, I'm only going to drive 30 miles," well, look 100 miles. What is it going to take you the extra time to just do a little research and pay attention? It was an estate company that I always block out. And for some reason, the Lord said to me, "Hey, why don't you just look at it?" And I looked at it, and I'll tell you, I was at that estate sale every single day they were open. I was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, after church Sunday, and I bought stuff every day. And every day that I listed stuff, I sold something for over $250. Something for over $250, not $250 each. So
is this like the same type of auction deal that me and you went to, Leroy?
no, it was in the States.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I don't do estate sales much.
Right. That's why I was going to say you don't do estate sale. Well, that's good. That's good. Brad, you went. Tell us your experience you've had this week thrifting, because if I recall correctly, when we talked the other day, you had kind of a unique experience with that.
Oh yeah, we after I got my stuff.
I'm sorry. I have one question. I think Brad can help me. Brad or Brandon. Do either one of you guys know how to do invoices?
Yeah.
I don't, and I need to do one right now.
Have they not paid?
They didn't pay yet.
Did they request an invoice?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we do a little segment here, guys? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Leroy, real quick. Josh's Junk Shop wants you to look at this. I'll read it real quick. He says he bought a couple of slots, a complete slot car set Saturday night for $120. Completed, parted out, and created 29 listings for $972. Complete
awesome.
Set only sale for $325. Sold 5 listings for over $200 already. That's awesome. So that's that.
Oh yeah,
and those are what
I am
the
loaded.
slot cars.
Yeah, I have the remotes. So I don't know. I think he's talking about the smaller ones. I'm talking about the racing ones. I have the remotes that I've already sold one of these remotes for $250.
Wow.
And I have 4 of these remotes. I have 4 of these remotes. I think 6 of them.
Wow.
I mean it.
Yeah, it is what it is. You did good. Hey, you're getting rich, Leroy.
Yeah. So Brandon, what did you say? I mean, Brad.
Yeah. Have you got all the items pulled? You know their weights or any of that kind of stuff? Or
I don't. Yeah, they're all super light. I mean, I can guesstimate and say it's a pound, and it's probably like 6 ounces.
Yeah, if you know, if you can click on their message or click on the message you got to, it's been a while since I looked at one of those. I can't remember exactly what it says, but
hold on.
You're probably when you click on it, it's going to take you to a screen where you'll see the items that they're going to purchase from you itemized. Like,
I think it was just a private. They sent me a message and said, "Hey, if I buy all of these, you sell them for this much," and I counter offered against their price, and they said, "Okay, we could do that. Please send me an invoice." So they haven't put it on my store or anything.
Okay, so here's the thing: if there was if they had already like if you sent them an offer and they bought them but they hadn't paid for it yet, you could click on them and send them an invoice. The only way you're going to be able to send them an invoice is if they actually request, like they've got those items in their cart, and then they go to their cart and there's a thing on there that says request combined shipping from seller or something like that. And So they're going to have to send you an invoice request. I don't know how
Another
you
way
can
you could do it, Leroy, is take everything that they want and build a custom
a
listing
single list them.
with
Yeah.
with those items at the price that you
Do I have
message
to
the
repitch them? Do I have to repicture them and everything?
You could
I
just do
would.
one picture.
I
Yeah.
just do one
Yeah,
picture,
or
Leroy.
just do like one picture showing everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be it's going to be so easy if they send you an invoice, but other than that, you're going to have to create a listing because there's
Or
no way.
tell them to check out and buy at full price and then send them a refund.
Yeah,
Send
you
them
do
a
that.
partial refund. That would be another
So you're
option.
sending them an invoice just to combine the shipping. Is that correct, Leroy?
No. We agreed on a price. So I had these 5 items, and they were all $31 a piece. So they offered me $100 for all of them. I said no way. So I said I give them another price, and they said yes. So
Or go in and adjust
change
the
adjust
price.
the prices of
Yeah,
those
just go in and
listings.
adjust the price on each of them and tell them, hey,
Yeah.
you know,
Hurry before somebody else buys it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here's
That's
something that Mac said. He said best just to make new listings, send them the link and keep promotions off. Yeah, that's a good thing. The only other way is like what that I know of is like what Brad says is them put it in their cart and then send a request for an invoice, and they have to click on that. This send you a notification that you need to send them an invoice. That's the only other way that I know also, because or how is that? Is it you send them an offer and they accept, and before they pay, you can send them an invoice? Is that correct?
Yeah, no offers were made through eBay. It was just verbal.
okay. Then you're going to have to either create a listing that that has those items in it, or adjust the prices on those items for them to buy them, or they're going to have to put them in their cart and request an invoice.
Okay.
So yeah.
Golly. Texas lady says she started selling when they sent money orders and cash in the mail.
Me too.
Me too.
Ooh, that's you guys down there, man.
Yeah.
That's you
I
guys.
paid
You
for
guys
eBay items with money orders before.
wow.
That was the days before PayPal.
Right.
I remember PayPal was one of the greatest things ever. It's like, oh man, this is awesome.
do you remember
says
when
she's
people would
old.
send like coins, exact change?
Yeah, you'd have to wait for their payment to get there, and then send it out. That was
so
a
you
lot of
guys,
trust
you
in those days.
guys see
And
the chat. Everybody
and,
here is old school. I'm not.
Mm.
and there was a lot of trust involved, and it was a different period in the world in general during those times
Yeah.
because many items, not only was it cash, check, personal check, money order, they're also most of your items weren't shipped with tracking.
No.
Yeah,
Like
right.
it wasn't shipping stuff to where it was tracked. They just
Yeah.
trusted you.
That's right.
It was the good faith method. And that's also why everybody complains, why does eBay charge you fees on your shipping? Well, that's because there used to be an old hack that people would list an item on auction starting at a penny or $1, buy it now, and then like say it was a $40 item, it would be $1 with $39 shipping. Because back then they only charged fees on the sale price, and so you only got fees on $1.
Yep, people ruin it.
Let's see.
I say I'm new to reselling, but I have been around eBay for a very long time.
2002 was when she used to sell. It was a lot different back then, she says.
Yeah.
My son, now let me tell you what my son does. My son's 23 years old. He's autistic, but he loves, his obsession is military stuff. Mostly military uniforms, patches, and accessories and stuff like that. So what he does is, and we have a running joke around here, you're not bringing that uniform in here. It might have a spirit attached to it. That's a running joke around here with him. But So he sells military uniforms, and what he does, he doesn't he lists some things in my store. He's got like 2 or 3 listed in my store. But what he does, he's part of these Facebook groups, these military groups on Facebook, Discord, and somewhere else. And he sells it on there. And so what he does is they send him the money through PayPal or however, or he's had money orders delivered here. And then when he prints the label out and goes to ship it, he'll take a picture of the label and then he'll send them the picture of the label showing that the label's been printed, it's on the package, and it's on the way out the door. So that's what he does. He likes it though. He likes doing that. So I'm glad he's found something he likes.
When I say the good faith method and everything, it was a different time, and there was a lot of trust. And humanity and society was completely different then. You had a lot of bad sellers. I think this is actually part of the reason when people say eBay protects the buyers too much. I think back then invoked a lot of that because buyers would buy something, send the money payment for it, and the sellers wouldn't ship it out. You had a lot of that going on. So it was a little bit of the Wild West, but there was a lot of good faith, a lot of trust. And there was a lot of good. I mean, obviously eBay has stuck around. But there's still some of that, because I'll tell you what you just said about your son and how he handles the, his shipping or whatever. I have people sending me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of sports cards. They send them from around the world and have me then create invoices to ship them to a company, to grade them, to ship back to me, for me to then sort out and ship around the world. I do the same thing. When they come back, I message people, hey, do you want insurance on your package? Yes or no? I give them the quote of how much it's going to be to ship it. They send me over payment. I print the label. I take a picture of it. Thanks, guys. It'll be going out tomorrow. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of cards. So
yeah,
you have to be trusted, but you also have to provide really good service to be entrusted with that much responsibility. So I think that also is another reason why doing reselling, like, I'm just motivated to do it. I try to do every aspect of it the best I can. I've said that on here before. I feel the better you are as a seller, the better, the pride you take in what you're doing, the better you'll be, and the more successful you'll be. So
look at this. He says, I remember when eBay was an auction web site. But he also said, Mac also said something about shipping being $2. Man, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, that was
it's
late 90s. So what were
yeah,
stamps back then? Like 27 cents or something? I mean,
yeah.
they were probably really cheap, like 23 cents maybe.
His original account still says 1995. That's crazy.
That was awesome.
Golly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. I think Texas Late respond to you. I run everything at auction. When I started again, I had to figure out using phone instead of camera to do eBay. Yeah. I love the phone method. I love using my phone because I don't know. I guess it's because I'm just computer illiterate or something, with certain things. And then some things I'm good with, some things I'm not. But when it comes to listing, I can do it so much faster with my phone. Oh, Ping G is here. Welcome in, Ping G. It's good to see you. She says, when I remember when priority flat rate envelope was under $3. Right, that was a long time ago. 540 flips. Brandon, Absolute Fines, has a question. Oh, wait a minute. He says, I thought it was a question. He says, I haven't graded any of my cards yet and looking to. Who should I use first to grade? Maybe Beckett looks the best to go to. Excuse me.
That's a loaded question. What kind of cards and what is your purpose of grading them? I am a bulk submitter, and if you don't know what a bulk submitter is, again, I have people ship around the world to me. Because I send in large quantity, I can offer at a discounted rate over what the company themselves charges. I'm a bulk submitter for SGC. I'm also a authorized dealer for CGC. I don't do a whole ton of business with them, but okay, so you have Pokemon and to raise value. To be honest with you, if you're looking to sell them and increase the value, I would recommend either CGC or PSA. Even though I'm a bulk submitter for SGC and they have great rates for TCG, Pokemon, and that kind of stuff, PSA and CGC will get you the most value. They're the two most preferred graders. Now, if you have, I will say, if you have Japanese Pokemon, the quality of those are very, very, very good, and you could try Beckett because there is a chance that they will black label. But if you don't get the black label, otherwise I would not recommend Beckett, and they are also going to cost you the most per card to grade. So I would go PSA or CGC, and CGC I think is actually cheaper, so I would probably just go with them.
All right. I hope that helped you there, Absolute Finds. Yeah, he deals with a lot of Pokemon cards. Josh says he used to do everything on auction, and we started back in 2022. It took me about 6 months to find out that there's no longer the way in this. I won't. I mean, 6 months to find out that is no longer the way in this. I want it now society. Oh, okay. I see what he's saying now. Yeah. Apparently, so I've only been doing it since 2018, and apparently there's a lot of changes over the years before I even got involved in it. So, Absolute Five says thank you, Brandon. And then Texas Lady says she still does a few auctions. Josh's junk shop, not many. All right, I know we normally do almost 2 hours, but I've got to go to the store. My wife is hungry, and I was supposed to go earlier and didn't do it, so I'm kind of like slacking, like professional slacker here. So I'm a professional slacker again today. When the wife calls and she's ready to eat, she's ready to eat, guys. So we're gonna call it tonight. I enjoyed it. I want to thank all the new people that's come in to view us. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you guys coming in and joining in. We greatly appreciate the questions and the comments. That's what makes it fun. Brandon, do you have anything going on this week?
Not that I'm aware of. I can't think of anything.
Brad, do you have anything going on? Any auctions on District or One Stop Shop? No, it's yeah.
Eyes with me. If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Leroy, what do you got this week? You're muted. There you go.
I got little parts that are going out for $125.
Yeah,
that's what I got.
You get it figured out, brother?
I made another listing. I'm almost done. I made another listing.
Awesome.
I ended them all, and I just changed the heading around so I don't have to really do much. I do got to take the drop the promoted. I just dropped the promoted. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll just send him the link of the.
Well, if
yeah, good night, Josh.
If it's a listing that they found through a promoted, it's not going to matter if you drop it or not. The only way to get rid of the promoted would be to make a whole new listing.
I ended those.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you're good.
I ended those and I'm making a new one.
Yeah, you're good with that. Yeah. Yeah, just
Uh,
so those of you that's also new to this show, if you do not know, the gentleman below me, Leroy, Blood, Sweat, and Sale, is also part of another show that's called Reseller Information Network. They go live every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Is that correct, Leroy?
9 a.m. Eastern.
Yep, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard
Yeah.
Time. So you guys can find a link to Reseller Information Network below in the information section. If you guys want to check them out, he's over there with Eric, OBX Picker, Tim over the years, and Chris, Cernox Connection. They have a lot of fun. If you want to laugh, that's a great place to go. They'll get your morning started out with a lot of good laughs. So as for me, I don't have anything else coming up this week. I will be dropping, I think, 2 videos this week. I'm just going to be listing the rest of tomorrow. Is going to be all listing, and then Saturday, most of the day list. I think all listing Saturday, and then Sunday we got. Wait a minute, is this Super Bowl weekend?
No, that's next
No.
weekend.
It's next weekend. Okay, so we can do whatever this weekend. I don't have anything else coming up except for the show next Thursday. So, hey, please join us again next Thursday. And again, thank everyone. I thank everyone for coming by, and we absolutely enjoyed it. And we will see you guys next week.